Hey everyone, back in 2018, we filmed our 5-day holiday in Fiji.
We haven't published this video before, but we thought with the creation of our YouTube channel, this would be a good time to share it.
So excuse the dodgy camera work and the slightly awkward voiceovers, and enjoy our first ever video.
So it turns out this is how much stuff we think we'll need for a week in Fiji. We do fly out in a few hours, so we sure hope it is. Wait and see, I guess.
Currently on our way to the station. Ellie's got my very loud suitcase. This hers is a bitch to walk.
Originally we thought we booked with Qantas. However, upon arriving at the airport check-in gate, we realised we'd actually booked with Fiji Airways. It wasn't such a great deal after all. As you'll see inside the plane, Jack did not have much room. However, thank God for cushions. After landing at 6:30, we met my dad at the airport and we went back to his apartment. Quickly after getting changed, we went down to Port Denarau to have some breakfast. I had some pancakes with lots and lots of maple syrup, so did Dad, and Jack had a breakfast burrito. After we polished all of that off, we boarded the South Sea Cruises catamaran and headed off to the private island for the day.
Where we are today. As you can see, really nice, perfect weather, perfect beaches, and all you can drink Fiji Gold, which happens to be surprisingly good beer. So I've had lots of beer. We had a barbecue lunch, which consisted of all the good stuff and plenty of salad. I've done a lot of snorkeling and that's been really good so far, just in the shallows. I'm about to go out deep into the reef, which is the footage you'll see soon. So much fun. A really exhausting one. Thank God that was only 15 minutes. Any more and I would have been way too late. So to catch you up on what we've done so far, after the boat we got a taxi back to where Brett lives. Unfortunately, I left my phone on that taxi because I was half asleep. Ellie was asleep. So that was annoying. Now it's the next day. Spent the morning relaxing, reading, went to the gym, had a nice workout, and we're currently waiting for the bus into Nandi, where we're going to have a look around, have a Indian lunch, and we'll head back and have another probably chill night, chill dinner. It's gonna be good. This is an example of some of the really cool cars we saw around Nandi. They really stood out amongst all the Priuses.
So despite best efforts and multiple applications of sunscreen, it turns out some people really just aren't ready for Fiji.
Later that evening, we went for a walk around Smuggler's Cove. There's lots of restaurants and really great places to grab some not so expensive food around here. The next day, we took a bus into Nandi before taking another bus out to Port Denarau to look around for something to eat for lunch. We ended up settling on some delicious fish and chips, which was really nice. After lunch, we thought, let's go for a short stroll down to Wyndham Resort. However, we didn't really take into account how hot it was, and what was probably only a 30-minute walk felt much longer. However, fortunately, the walk was really beautiful. There were lots of trees with bright red flowers on them. So all in all, not bad, but it was definitely a very long and sweaty walk. The Wyndham Cultural Show was performed by the sales team. It included some amazing singing, and Jack was fortunate enough to participate.
This point, please just observe silence while we, according to the traditional motion, will crack. Pull up. Pull up.
The next morning, we embarked on our Whale-tail adventure, which is aboard a sail ship which goes out to a private island. Once on board, we got a breakfast of fresh fruit, pastries, and champagne.
Drive me down to the pine trees, looking for
Snorkeling was really good. Despite some sea lice close into shore, it was really easy being able to put on your flippers on the beach and just swim straight out, and there'd be so many different varieties of fish, and being able to feed the fish meant it was really easy to get some great footage.
And speaking of feeding, this is me digging into my delicious lunch. There was a buffet of fish, chicken, beef, lots of salads, and it was just really, really tasty. After eating, we were able to play a big game of volleyball with the crew members. It was a lot of fun, even though the sand was really, really hot on my feet.
Let me get to here.
Am I good?
I'm glad the
Overall, Whale Tail was a lot of fun. It was the best snorkeling experience, and being able to jump off the boat was an absolute highlight. It was just so much fun diving into the really nice, warm water. Afterwards, we met up with Brett for a night of swimming, cocktails, tasty dinner, and a cultural show, including fire dancing.
Back on our first day that we travelled into Nandi, we booked what we thought was either going to be a really murdery kind of situation or an amazing trip. We booked in with a local travel agent that didn't seem so legit, but now the time came to see what our fate was. The minibus came and picked us up from just across the road from where Dad's apartment is, before heading into Nandi to pick up the other guests who would be joining us on our trip. I should also mention this wasn't any regular minibus. This was the most partiest minibus there ever was. There was underglow happening under the seats. All of the trim on the seats was fluoro rainbow colours. There was Beyonce happening, and our driver was our very own DJ.
We call this town a salad bowl of Fiji because normally all the farmers they farm carrots, capsicums, cabbages, whatever you'll find in the salad. And secondly, the rugby town. Mostly all the rugby players they are from Singapore.
After an hour and a half in the party bus, we arrived at a small village. We entered the main building and had a carver ceremony with the elders. After the ceremony, we proceeded on the 2.5 kilometre walk up towards the local waterfall.
everything we could have done. This is our final highway. We can't turn back, it's too late. This is our final highway. We can't turn back, it's too late. Gravity won't
It was a long hot walk to the waterfall, but the destination was perfect. There was little fish in the water, it was really cool, and it was just perfect being able to swim underneath it. After the walk back down, we were able to get a fresh coconut. This is our first coconut from the trip and it was absolutely delicious.
The last stop for our trip was Nutandola Beach. This was a good opportunity for Jack to do some body surfing and for me to get a little bit too freaked out from the waves. Nevertheless, it was a fun stop and it's a very beautiful setting.
Let's do this.
We tried all there is to try. I'm not gonna let you fall this time. Let me hold you. I won't let anybody hurt you.
Our flight on the way home was departing at a much more civilised 5:40 p.m. and arriving in at Melbourne at 10:30. Unfortunately for Jack, he would have to settle for a regular seat as the emergency seats weren't available.
Thanks for watching our throwback video for our Fijian holiday.
See you in the next video.